Hello, Team Phoenix. This is a bit of a different show today. Bridget should have been here. We're sending our best regards. So she had an emergency and can't join us today. And I thought I will simply use the chance and talk with you about some of the things that actually always happen in the background. So the first thing I want to do is shock you with a view of my studio. That's me. Hi. So this is the studio now, right? So that you see a bit of the setup. Over here is the camera, the screen. I have a laptop always in front of me. You usually don't see. You see some of my shirts there because there's a spotlight, and up there is a spotlight, right? So actually some insight into the studio. Maybe we'll come back to this today. So I really just would love to answer all of your questions if you have, and if not, to guide you through a bit of the things that I do daily, depending on what you want to know, ask. So I would talk about the new book that's in the writing. I would show you, actually the real software, the real text, how this is written, and then maybe something new I try with writing online in general. So not only focusing on LinkedIn, but how to build your brand more broader. That's really interesting for every sales engineer, because we are not bound to SEO stuff or so, right? So we could really go broader and maybe publish more and more information on multiple platforms at the end, so you get more reach. So everybody welcome here. So send your comments, whatever question you have, let me know. And if you want to understand what this is in the background. Maybe some of you know, but this is the English title of my German novel, right? The Son of the Orc Shaman. Cool stuff. I thought it's just for the background, right? So to give us some mood here, we have a bit of a different session today. Nevertheless, I want to make this insightful for everybody who loves writing, who thinks of going online, who thinks I need to be visible in some way, but know how. Ask your questions. Please send a comment in. I will answer them all, and make a quick factory tour if you want, right? So again, this is the studio. This is how it actually looks, right? And this is the close view of my main camera in front of me, right? So it's crazy to see yourself in this kind of thing. So what do we want to do? So I would actually love to share my newest project with you. It's really in the beginning, but I would love to tell you how I write and how a book actually comes to life. I'm using LinkedIn there. I will show you some numbers. I would show you some numbers on Medium, what I currently write on. So to show you actually what it means to write on Medium, and how grueling this can be at the beginning. I'm 1 month in, so stay with me and we'll go through that. Let me know, anybody who's in the chat. How was your day? All good? Let me know your questions. Otherwise, I will simply start. So the next book, so you know The Social Sales Engineer, right? So this is this one. If you haven't read, I think it's a good read. So feedback so far is really great, and the audiobook is out. So and I get this amazing feedback, and thank you to everybody who sends this over. That's really, really amazing. So let me add in the browser. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. That's when you. No, it doesn't want. No, it doesn't. Maybe that's better visible. So I want to say thank you for all the people who share. That's my admin view. Maybe this is something really interesting for you. This is the admin view of the social sales engineer. If you're interested, numbers are always great, right? So this is pretty new in analytics. There is a search appearance, and yeah, it went down, but that's great, right? The site gets over 2,000 views per week, which is amazing, I think, for this kind of site. And yeah, hopefully you're a member, because we have already close to 900 followers, which is really great. Unique visitors, 111, crazy. 65 new followers. I don't know where you come from, but I love it. Thank you for supporting this. And that's pretty good also. 5K post impressions, and the custom button click is in the site up there. It leads to the book. So that's really cool, right? So that's really an insight into the social sales engineer. And what I do is I have the same page set up now for the new book. So a similar page, right? Where I want interested readers, followers to join, so they get all the nice information about this. So when you start a book, I can only recommend you to create a page for this book. It really is interesting. And what you then can do, you share like every review, for example. This was today from Rob. Amazing review, right? So, and it makes so much sense to share this. And thank you, Rob, again. He listened to the audiobook and he made a screenshot, right, of when he reviewed it. Amazing stuff. Yeah. And what do we have here? That's us. Great. That's ourselves. Or the last talk, right? Irina shared this. Maybe you're there, Irina. Or if you have book deals, something like this, you can do. And let me go a bit back. You will see some shares from other people. It's crazy stuff. It's really cool. You get all the nice reviews over here. And of course, I have some feedback from beta readers and reviewers like Bob Riesdahl or Chris White, right? So you would all publish this via the site and keep it alive and collect people. And once you launch your book, this is one of the platforms besides your newsletter, for example. Okay. So what I did is I created like this. The book is not there yet, right? I'm writing this, but I'm making people aware of the title, The Wise Sales Engineering Leader. I'm really looking forward to this. I wrote a story bit already, and again, I haven't seen this. It gets some search appearances already, which is really nice. And here you can see the first post was really about Scrivener, which is the writing tool that I use, and it got 700 impressions, 750. Very nice. For organic impressions, this is pretty cool for a site with 6 followers. Yeah, this is amazing. And you can see, thanks to all the people who add comments, right? This is really important. Also, if you want to become successful on social media, you have to write comments. This increases your visibility a lot, right? Thank you, Mark. Yeah, and thank you, Brandon, for pointing out it's Scrivener. Yes, it is. It's Scrivener. And whoever's there, let me know in the comments if you want to say something, want to hear something. I even would take you online. So if you're brave and you say, hey, Patrick, I want to chat with you, I will send you on LinkedIn the stream link, and then you join. Okay? So if you want, that's your chance today. If not, I go deeper into the book. Okay, let me open up. There's something in the way down here. Let me open up Scrivener like this. I think I need to zoom in a bit, right? That's only text view. Okay. Yeah, we zoom in the text a bit more. It's down here. I don't know. That was the wrong one. Wanted to move this. Okay. So what's the new book about? It's called The Wise Sales Engineering Leader, and this is how it's set up. So you can see the setup of the book. And for the first book, a lot of people ask me, is this you? The guy who you talk about, is this you? I said, no, that's not me. The story is based on a story structure that's called the hero's journey. You can Google this. That's often used in Hollywood films. Yeah, so screenwriters use this pattern also a lot, but it makes so much sense for this novel kind of setup here. So, and the hero's journey is really, you can divide in steps, and you always have first the opening image where you show the hero in the normal world, right? And you try to expose the hero's weaknesses and the things that will change towards the end, right? And then you state theme, for example. That's the next bracket where you would say, what is this book about? What is the story about? What will the hero learn? What's the theme? It's hidden there a bit, and it's not very obvious, right? And then you have the setup of the whole story. Yeah. Then you go through the catalyst. And the catalyst is actually the most important bit here. I've written it in another file. The catalyst is changing the whole world for the hero. So the catalyst is a situation where the hero can't go back, right? So, and all of this is actually already written. So then there's the fun and games section. that's where the hero struggles and fights. And this is actually when you look at, for example, movie posters or books, what you typically see, what the film is actually promoting is this fun and games section, right? Where there's lots of fights, trouble, right? Or exploration. This is this section, okay? And this is already written, and I'm actually close to the end. So there is some midpoint, and at the midpoint you need to decide if the story is actually high for the hero. So if the hero got successful until there, or if it was low, right? And the hero really is very down at the bottom. And this difference then decides where you go towards the end, right? In my novel, it will be high, right? So the hero is good off, right? Things look pretty well. And then the end is a downward again, right? And even deeper than at the beginning. That's very important here. And this is where I just wrote this morning. Yeah, I'm here. So, and you can also check the word number, the word count. Yeah, I'm going for 40,000 words. That's around 250 pages. I'm now at 16,000. So I want to have 3.5 more for the story. That's pretty nice. And then 20,000 for the knowledge pieces. And this is what you can see in my structure over here. It might be tough to read, but hopefully you see it's yellow and white, right? So I will always have story structure, and then I mix this in with a leadership principle. And we're talking about leadership principles for sales engineers, okay? So that's how the book is actually done. So this is what I do then every morning. I write in Scrivener, that's the tool, right? That's what I use to write the story and to progress it forward. And I'm halfway through. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So, and when I'm done with that, what I will do next is this will go to a professional editor. And the professional editor actually will do a developmental edit. That's how it's called. So, and what the editor will then tell me is, hey, Patrick, the story doesn't work like that, right? So there are logical holes, or you should restructure the content bits because they don't fit nicely into the flow. So that's very valuable feedback that I then take to reshape actually the whole book. Yeah, so it can really be that I move sections around, and this is where Scrivener helps me a lot. So if you want to write a book, I can only say Scrivener works very well as a tool. Yeah, and when the developmental edit is done, I will reread the whole book. I will print it, right, as a paperback, reread everything, mark everything, rework the whole thing again. Can happen up to 2-3 times that I do the whole book in reverse. Other people use triage, right? So they take the worst stuff in their book and rework this stuff and go forward from there. I love it to go through the book because if I start hating what I read, I know it's bad, right? So I really feel when I get bored of my own book and will bore the reader. And that's what I don't want at all. Okay, so that's why I go through this. And then professional editor will come and correct my Germish. Yeah, I'm using Grammarly actually a lot. So I write everything in English, but I'm German, native German. And Grammarly helps me a lot. So that's also a tip I can give you, like with the factory tour. So when somebody came later, I don't want to not give you the view of the studio. That's the studio. I'm looking now into another camera. That's the real camera I use normally. You see in front there is a monitor, and there I see me and the comments and everything like that. And you can see a screen here, right? This is this guy I stole from my living room, and now my daughters are really angry because we didn't replace it with a new flat screen. Okay, so it's still the same one. Good. And yeah, you see my book here over here, right? So and there are some LEDs that I use. You don't see them that way. You just see. Yeah. So this looks then quite nice. Yeah. And if you're interested in the camera, that's Sony Alpha 6400, and it's really nice. And some people ask me about the mic and how this works, because this is my voice and image should be in sync. That's not often the case. This is not a USB mic. This is directly in the camera. So I broadcast with the camera, video and audio at the same time. Okay, that's the trick there. Okay, any questions so far? If not, I need coffee. If not, and talk about the online writing strategy that I do right now. So, and it's really a strategy because I'm testing out something new, and that is becoming even in quotes, even more seen or visible, right? Maybe you noticed this good discussion about duplicate content on the web, right? So if you would start a blog, then the idea is you optimize your blog for keywords and you only have the content. So people who would search on Google would find you hopefully in page 1, hopefully position number 1, and come to your blog. Yeah. Online writing though is different. Yeah. Online writing means you want to be visible, you want to have views, and you want to be read. Not necessarily found, because you will write on platforms where there are users, right? So, for example, LinkedIn, Medium, Reddit, Quora, Wattpad, right? Substack is a new newsletter/blog platform. Pretty nice. So, and what you try to do is you want to be visible on each of them, because each of them have a different audience and they're social platforms. So you can collect followers there in different ways. And that's what I do right now. So what I love to do is guide you through my Medium approach right now. Maybe we can talk about more also. I need to share my screen. So I'm streaming again here. So this is now, again, my LinkedIn profile. Let me show you that. So my LinkedIn profile, I can go and show you more details. Yeah, there's the live stream. This is how it looks for me now. I have 4,113 followers. So I think I gained in 2 weeks 100 organically, 100 followers. Thank you for everybody who's now watching and follows me. That's really a huge pleasure. So, and I'm creating content for you, right? That's how it works. So the suggested things, but or maybe one thing. So my typically range of posts or of, let me show you some posts and show you how many views I get. I think that's That's quite interesting. Some people are watching. Hey, who's ever watching, send me a comment and you can join, right? So no problem. So this is something I just released 2 hours ago, not so good, right? But if I go down yesterday, the Medium post, and maybe if you follow me for a while, you will realize I post Medium posts or repost them here. That's part of the strategy. Still, it works quite nice. I get actually good views because I hope the content is good, right? So 1.5, yeah, 900 just got over 2, nice image. 2.6, right? 2,000. You see the point. I get 1,000, 2,000 views, and my hope is that people like spill over into Medium. Why? Because I start building out a content library on Medium, and I would suggest every sales engineer to do the same. Actually do it that way, that you post your article or your content as article on LinkedIn, and as post on Medium, and as post on Wattpad, on Substack, right? The same, yes, I'm talking about the same content. I'm working on this now, but my first step is actually, let me zoom in here. My first step is actually find out what the audience actually wants. Okay. So this is you. So I show you some Medium stats. This is my private view, right? But it might give you some insights of what's happening. My target is to write as long as possible every day on LinkedIn, on Medium. Okay, so right now I think I'm on day 27 and I didn't miss a day. Okay, so but what happens is, yeah, you see it, right? So the first posts, the first time, and I always published my post on LinkedIn, right? They had really good views and actual reads. That worked very well. I think there was some kind of, this is new what Patrick does, so I check it out. But then, so I was really excited here, right? And then I see the next day and I think, okay, that's pretty normal. Then I see the next day and think, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then I see this day, it's like, what's going on, right? Nobody is interested in what I write. So, and you can, when you go down, you can see this. The first post, okay, I didn't promote, right? But then I go on and say, okay, I post longer stories, more content, more meat. And then this is the views, that's the read, and that's the ratio, right? So for every view, so 36% read the post, right? Or read the post. And those were the successful ones, really good. What I can learn is what you like, what you love to read, right? What's really appealing, what's the content, what's the headline, what makes you a good day at the end, right? And here it went really down. It was really testing different approaches, and yeah, maybe some thoughts of why this is important. Maybe especially when you want to publish yourself. The most frightening thing in going online and posting is actually the immediate feedback, right? When you write something, you post it, you get feedback, and somebody says it's good. Or not, right? Or there's crickets. That for me, that's the worst thing. Nobody watches it, nobody reads it, right? This sometimes feels like, oh gosh, and this is what happened in the graph in Medium, right? There was such a low, and I thought, what's going on? Why is it that way? But I learned something from this, right? So the topic I wrote about, it's just not interesting. And this is a big thing with everybody who thinks about writing a book. When you want to write a book, I would suggest write on your platform of your choice for at least half a year. Collect the stats and find out what readers actually really love to read from you, right? So what you should write about. that's an important point, right? In the past, authors couldn't do that. Think 100 years back, 200 and longer, right? They discussed their stuff for a while with people, right? They had to see what resonates. They were reading in bars or whatever, right? So to find out what piece of content really works, we have social media. Build your audience. That's the other positive side effect. You're building an audience, right? So that's what I do here with the content library that I want to build. I see this as a content library that I will distribute further on other platforms also. But I want to give it some months to build so that at the end, I know exactly what to write about, and I might actually take some of those parts in the book, right? I will curate it more. I will give it even more thought, because writing daily 1,000 words article in English costs some time, right? And I'm also writing the other stuff and doing my business, and it's doable. That's for sure. But it needs also some training. Yeah. If you want to know more about writing, let me know. We can also talk about this and some of the basic tricks that you actually can use. Okay. So yeah, again, this interesting bit was here, right? This was devastating. I thought I will stop this, right? Because look at it. You basically think at this point, okay, it only can go down farther. Okay, but suddenly there was this post, yeah, and this was February 8th, so more than a week ago. It resonated, right? And that's great. Okay, went back again, that's okay. But you see also a compounding effect, right? Because the more content you have, the more it's read. And this is what I'm really interested in. Who reads, yeah? The views are not the important point, actually. I want this to be read, and I want the feedback. Yeah. So I would even wish I need to write more, so more people actually follow me. I think I accumulated in. Where can I see how many followers I have? I'm quite new on this. 33 followers. On Medium, without you can't invite somebody, right? So people start to follow you, and that's amazing. So thank you everybody who's watching and following me. Yeah, for giving me your time. Yeah, and it truly works when you publish regularly. If you would do 2 pieces or 3 pieces per week, that's also fine. But then this curve would be slowed down for you, right? So it would take longer to really find out what people like. On the other hand, you wouldn't like spam every day with a post on LinkedIn, for example. Yeah. Okay. So this is the strategy: posting daily, building a content library, yeah, gaining more followers on on Medium, and with the quality content I share, gaining more followers also on LinkedIn. And actually, external links work good, because I want to show you that the first post I did, yeah, that one, I think. One of the first, that's 3 weeks ago, actually reached nearly 10,000 views. And that's an amazing achievement for me, right? It's really organically, and it's resharing something I wrote. And I did a little trick. I mentioned Chris White. Thanks, Chris, for your, and that we share a halo, right? And I get a bit of your fame, yeah. So this works, and this was one of the things that really spiked up here, right, at the beginning. I love the stats. I look at them really daily and try to understand what's going on. And this day is really going good. The post today I thought was good, but Yeah, didn't get the views so far. But this is sometimes also LinkedIn, when this live stream is now going on, posting something additionally seems to lower the visibility. There's something going on when you post a lot, actually you harm yourself. That's what I found out. Yeah. Then there need to be at least 6 hours in between, and sometimes I can't do that. And yeah, but that's a luxury problem I don't want to bore you with. Yeah. Okay. That's it actually for the factory tour. There's also one more channel where you don't write, and this is YouTube now. So I built up YouTube from, I think, in October or something. Let me show you the YouTube channel from the manager view also. Yes, this is German, but let me show you. This is the channel organically, just to give you some numbers, right? So 108 people who subscribed, and then there are some analytics, of course. Yeah, here you can see that in the last month, 25 hours were like consumed by people. Yeah, and here we see how many people just now are there. So some are there. Good to see you all. Yeah. Okay. And of course we can see which live streams went very well. Yeah. Yeah. This was the one with Dungeons and Dragons. Nice one. Yeah. Got 40 views afterwards, which is cool. There's the famous one with Don Carmichael and Bob Reefstar that had over 200. But just to give you a point of view, or actually some data from a normal podcast, right, or stream, if you would start this, like I have 4,000 followers, and those are numbers you then can expect when you want them to follow you on other platforms, right, and want to build your brand. So from my perspective, and I'm sure people like Ramsey will agree, it's time, right? Whenever you start something like this, for example, building your brand, when you start posting now, don't let yourself be down if you don't get the views you expect. Okay, it's your content, it's your skill of writing, it's maybe your camera skill. I need to improve there, right? So your voice in writing, or the structuring of the text, or the images you use, if at all. And there's so much to learn. You need to go through this process and do it. And over time, there's a compounding effect. So with every bit you publish, it compounds over time. Okay. So because at the end you get a huge library of things, and that's amazing for me. So the live streams, I think there are already nearly 20 sessions. So we're approaching 20 sessions. This is 20 hours of content, and with amazing people. And I don't even realize how we started this channel. There was the idea, and there was the equipment, right? Because I use this equipment for training. So whenever I train sales engineers, this is my studio, right? So, and I use this one for the slides, and just to give you this view again of the studio. Hi guys. The camera, that's a typical setup that professionals, or semi-professionals, I would say, use. The camera with the monitor below, the laptop in front of you, and some monitor behind. But go for it, right? Everybody can build their brand. On LinkedIn, it's definitely possible because the content counts. It's not that ads are necessary yet. So we're in a phase where LinkedIn craves good content to keep the people and to accumulate more. So if you have good content, they will give you better reach. And they also say when you live stream, for example, so please, I want to see your live streams so I can watch in for a while. Live streams should increase your engagement rate in general. Yeah, so that there seem to be benefits. I haven't measured any yet, but yeah, live streaming is fun. So, and at this point, all the best again to Bridget. I hope the escalation is all right now and or solved. And Bridget should have been here, and we wanted to talk about AE SE relationship, but we will do this in another week. We will reschedule this. But there's so cool stuff going on next week and the week after, I think. We already have guests that will blow your mind. So I hope to see you again then. From my side, actually, there's nothing more to say. No comments so far. So I would say we close the show here. I actually have a data privacy training now with my daughter's school because I'm there in a committee. Yeah, and yeah, we need to get this training, and I feel okay, it's a bit late for that, but let's do it, right? Everything for our kids. With that, so if you just watched the recording, don't forget to follow us. If you're live, follow us, follow Team Phoenix, follow me on LinkedIn, and yeah, shoot questions, ideas over if you want to see or hear more of specific content, right? We can also talk about sales engineering and strategies there, but I thought let's go a bit into the mechanics of content creation, and be assured everybody can be creative, right? I really want to say that it's really the process behind. If you think, how can you create so much every day? It's because there's a process. You just repeat the same pattern every day, right? It's not that you invent something new every day. Yeah. But if you have questions to that, come to me, ask me. I'm there. I'm always approachable. Yeah, so far so good. So with that, I would say have a good evening. Thanks for watching, being there. It was a pleasure, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.